Saturday night, November 12, 1988, 11:47 p.m., the MGM Grand Casino, Las Vegas. Bill Kaplan is watching a college kid lose $80,000 in 12 minutes. The kid's name is J.P. Massar, MIT physics student. He's sitting at a high roller blackjack table with 8 purple chips stacked in front of him. Each chip is worth $5,000. The dealer is showing a 6. J.P. doubles down on 11. The crowd leans in. He busts. Security hasn't moved. The pit boss is smiling. Everyone in the casino thinks this kid is the luckiest idiot in Vegas, riding a hot streak straight into bankruptcy. What they don't know is that JP isn't gambling. He's executing a mathematical algorithm perfected over 9 years. And the $80,000 he just lost? That's exactly what the system predicted. Before we dive into the most sophisticated legal heist in casino history, hit that subscribe button. This story has layers. Let me show you what $57 million buys you when you're a group of MIT students in the 1980s. Mansions, sports cars, private jets to Monaco, all funded by something casinos thought was impossible to weaponize. Basic arithmetic. Blackjack is the only casino game where past events affect future probabilities. If 10 face cards come out of an 8-deck shoe, the remaining deck is rich in low cards. That shifts the mathematical advantage. Card counters track this ratio. When the deck favors the player, they bet big. When it favors the house, they bet small. Here's what makes this perfect. Card counting is completely legal. It's just math. But casinos hate it because it destroys their edge. The house advantage in blackjack is roughly 0.5%. A skilled card counter flips that to a 1 to a 2% player advantage. 2% doesn't sound like much, until you realize these students were betting $10,000 per hand, across hundreds of hands, in dozens of casinos, for 15 years. The target wasn't one casino, it was the entire industry. Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Monaco, Bahamas, anywhere with a blackjack table and a blind spot in surveillance. The vulnerability was simple. Casinos believed card counting required superhuman memory. They were wrong. It just required a team. Bill Kaplan didn't invent card counting, but in 1979, he industrialized it. Kaplan had spent the previous 3 years running a small card counting team that won $400,000 from Vegas casinos. When J.P. Massar approached him with a group of MIT students who were losing money with sloppy technique, Kaplan saw an opportunity. Scale the operation like a hedge fund. The system required 4 rolls, executed with surgical precision. Spotters sat at tables betting the minimum, $10 to $25 per hand. They counted cards using the high-low system. Low cards, 2-6, are +1. High cards, 10-ace, are 1. Neutral cards, 7-9, are 0. When the running count hit 8 or higher, they signal. Big players were the stars. They floated around the casino floor pretending to be drunk tourists. When a spotter signaled, the big player would stumble to that table and start betting $5,000 to $10,000 per hand. To surveillance, it looked like random luck. In reality, they were betting into a deck with a 2 to 3% player advantage. Back spotters watched from a distance, tracking multiple tables simultaneously and relaying information through coded signals. Scratching an ear, adjusting a watch, ordering specific drinks. Controllers managed the bankroll and analyzed performance. Every session was documented. Win rates were calculated to the 100%. Underperforming members were cut. Think about that for a second. They turned gambling into a business with KPIs. Recruitment was ruthless. Kaplan held tryouts where students had to count down a 6-deck shoe in under 3 minutes with 0 errors while holding a conversation. Pass rate, 5%. The team trained for 6 months before touching a casino floor. But there's a problem. Casinos aren't stupid. By 1988, facial recognition databases existed. Pit bosses shared information, and the MIT Blackjack team was starting to get noticed. 11:49 p.m. J.P. Massar is down $115,000. The spotter, a grad student named Mike, has been at this table for 47 minutes. He's lost $340 betting table minimums. But the count is climbing. He scratches his left ear. The signal, JP approaches the table. He's wearing a Harvard sweatshirt, holding a beer. He smells like cheap cologne. Everything about him screams, trust fund kid on a bender. He throws down $40,000 in cash. Black chips, baby. The dealer exchanges the cash for 8 black chips worth $5,000 each. The pit boss watches. Surveillance watches. Security watches. What they don't see is that the remaining deck contains 18 more face cards than mathematical probability suggests. The true count is +12. JP has a 3.8% edge on every hand. 11:52 p.m. JP bets $10,000. He's dealt a 20. Dealer shows a 6. JP stands. Dealer flips a 10. 16. Dealer pulls a 9. Bust. JP wins $10,000 in 18 seconds. The first complication hits at 11:58 p.m. A new dealer rotates in. Casino policy. Switch dealers every 30 minutes to disrupt counters, but the count doesn't reset. Mike stays at the table. JP keeps betting. 12:04 a.m. JP is up $87,000. He splits tens, a move no sober gambler would make. He wins both hands. The crowd erupts. The pit boss leans in. How you doing tonight, sir? JP slurs his words. Living the dream, man. What the pit boss doesn't know is that JP has a degree in electrical engineering and has memorized every basic strategy deviation for counts between +2 and +15. 12:11 a.m. The shoe is depleted. The count drops to +4. Mike adjusts his watch. The exit signal. JP tips the dealer $500, pockets $183,000 in chips, and stumbles toward the cashier cage. But surveillance has been watching. A voice crackles over the pit boss's earpiece. Flag that player. Run his face. The second complication is catastrophic. JP's photo is already in the Griffin book, a shared database of known card counters circulated among casinos. He's been identified at the Mirage 3 months earlier. If they match his face, he's banned. And if he's banned, he can't cash out. JP doesn't know this yet. He's standing in line at the cashier cage with $183,000 in chips. 12:19 a.m. A security guard approaches. Sir, can you come with me? JP's pulse spikes. If they backroom him, it's over. But there's a loophole. Casinos can ban you, but they can't confiscate legally won money. He just has to stay calm. Is there a problem? The guard smiles. No problem. Just need to verify some information. They walk him to a side office. A suit is waiting. Griffin book open on the desk. Have you ever been to the Mirage? JP shakes his head. First time in Vegas, man. Here for my buddy's bachelor party. The suit studies his face. The photo in the Griffin book shows JP with longer hair and glasses, different enough to create doubt. Cash him out, the suit says. 12:34 a.m. JP walks out of the MGM Grand with $183,000 in hundreds, wrapped in casino bands and stuffed into a backpack. Mike meets him 2 blocks away. They split the money according to the formula. 50% to the team bankroll, 50% split among active players based on hours worked. JP's take for 4 hours of work, $22,000. He'll be back on a plane to Boston by 6 a.m. MIT Blackjack team protocol. Never stay in the same city more than 12 hours. The MIT Blackjack team operated for 15 years across 3 continents. Conservative estimates put total winnings at $57 million. Some members claim the real number is closer to $80 million. But the system had a fatal flaw they couldn't solve: human greed. By 1993, team discipline was collapsing. Members were making side bets, skimming from the bankroll, playing drunk. The win rate dropped from 2.1% to 0.8%. Kaplan called an emergency meeting and dissolved the team in 1994. Here's what investigators believe happened next. Some members continued playing solo, but without the team's resources, they couldn't sustain the system. Others were banned from so many casinos, they ran out of places to play. A few transitioned to legitimate finance careers, using the same statistical models that beat Blackjack to beat the stock market. The detail they overlooked wasn't mathematical, it was psychological. You can't run a criminal enterprise, even a legal one, when 20-somethings are suddenly making $100,000 a year tax-free. Someone always talks. Someone always wants more. Someone always breaks protocol. The team's final session was at Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut. January 1994. They won $47,000 in 6 hours. Then they walked away forever. Today, the MGM Grand still stands on the Las Vegas Strip. The blackjack tables still run 24 hours. But the rules have changed. Continuous shuffle machines. 6-deck shoes cut at 50%. bet spread limits, all designed to kill card counting. And yet, somewhere tonight, a college kid with a statistics degree is sitting at a blackjack table, counting cards, betting the system, because the math still works. It always has. Casinos spent millions trying to stop the MIT blackjack team, but they couldn't ban arithmetic. They could only ban the people who understood it.